Hello guys. I decided to do a little bit different type of show. My screen's backwards. Bible time. I don't know exactly what format I'm gonna try and keep it. I think what I'll do is read a few passages, maybe discuss some, or I might let you guys discuss some down below in the comments. And maybe at the end of the week or at the end of every month, I might have a live stream on YouTube. We could all discuss things. But today, I think the best place to start is probably Genesis. There is much debate on what people believe, and forgive my reflection in the glasses. It's really hard not to have it, so it's a little distracting for me reading and probably you guys watching. But in Genesis, we'll just start out real quick. In Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So I'll stop there. And sorry, my camera doesn't have a zoom, so I can't, it's fixed, so I can't really do a whole lot with it. But a lot of people speculate that the days in Genesis are real 24/7 periods of time. Some say that it's, I think one verse, and I'm drawing a blank, but God says, not God. See, I'm gonna probably butcher it, but someone makes a reference to time in God's way of being likened to 1,000 years or 1,000 days. So some think that each day is composed of 1,000 days God's time. Some people take the word, I'm drawing a blank, you probably hear the kids in the background, so I don't have much of a room to actually do these things, but the word for day in Hebrew, if I say it correctly, is Yom, as in like Yom Kippur. Some people say that Yom, being used in the way it was in the original manuscripts in Hebrew, could mean many days, could mean a great span of days. All just theories. Most people that I talk to, as far as reading the King James Version, do stick to the 6-day, 1-day rest creation theory. I haven't really decided. I mean, could God create everything in 6 days? Of course. Could he create it in just a split second? Of course. He's God. I mean, what couldn't he do? I mean, so we'll leave that for now, and like I said, you guys can leave any comments or any passages you want down below. Let's see. So that was covered 1 through 5, and we'll move on. Genesis 6, and God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament." I have problems with that word. And God said, "Let there be a firmament And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day." Okay, we'll stop there. It's 6 through 8. So 1 through 5 is the first day, and 6 through 8 is the second day. And speaking of the second day, what were the waters? I've heard lots of different explanations. And I'm drawn to blank to some of them. I'd actually have to go through, and I keep a lot of index cards for notes and stuff. Well, half sheets of cardboard I write notes on. I'd have to go through all my notes and look, but the waters, I think, are, for me, are space, because there was nothing before this. So the waters are the space between everything. The stuff we can't see, the stuff where there's nothing. Even though science says there's dark energy, dark matter now in there, I think that's what God is calling the waters. Just my opinion. There's no proof, nothing of that. But what I find very fascinating is, and God called, this is number 8, and God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second days. Now, up until, I don't know, a few years ago, I was always taught God created the earth and the heavens. But it really wasn't pointed out to me that God created the heaven and the earth. So at the same time, for me, God's creating earth, He's created heaven, all at the same time. Okay, guys, you'll see a slight pause there. I had a family thing I had to attend to. Back to the heaven. What I find also interesting is not only is God creating earth and heaven at the same time, is that, how do I explain this? Heaven and earth are both physically real, both right here. Not in a multiverse type theory. More along the lines of, I don't know, a real good explanation for it. More along the lines that if you would have been here in the beginning, when God created, you would have saw both earth and heaven forming at the same time before God separated the waters from the waters. You can think of, I guess, heaven as everything on the outside of the universe, or the space in between. I don't really, I know what I'm trying to get out, it's just not getting out. But please, feel free to leave your comment about that. I'm really curious to see what people have to say. Because it clearly says the firmament was divided. Firmament, firm, ground. From ground is, something solid, something tangible, something you can walk on. So, it's telling me that both places are physically real. I'd almost hesitate, but almost physically real to our earthly form. We could stand on either place. But we know that no human could travel to heaven and come back and tell about it. Yeah, people will bring up Revelations, but that's a story for another time. we won't venture that far. So, but I'm gonna keep these videos under about 10 minutes. Again, if you want to continue, leave a thumb up. If you have any comments, leave it below. If you don't want to leave a comment but would like to private message me, go ahead. I'll try and get to them as soon as I can. So thank you for watching.